Astaga. Nice.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Damon Bruce. Glad to have you with us. It's Tuesday Hoops, and it's next. It'll be the Portland Trailblazers facing off against the Los Angeles Lakers. And now let's send it out to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll see you at halftime, everybody.
It's the NBA Live on 2K Sports. A quick check now at the starting lineups for both teams. First for the Trailblazers, Damian Lillard out there with McCollum. And then for the Los Angeles Lakers, Schroeder is out there with Caldwell Pope. And at the center position, an impressive combination of size and skill. The 7-1 Spaniard, Marc Gasol. And it's LeBron James. And it's Davis at the power forward position.
And one of the plays we're going to see with him a lot is the pick and roll. He's tremendous both as a screener and a popper. And you don't see him whistled for a lot of moving screens because his positioning is solid and his timing is right on the money.
And something else he does that I know is underrated and undervalued is he sets very hard screens. Those screens are a real key component of a lot of the plays they run.
LeBron kicks to Schroeder, rejected by Ukic. McCollum with the ball. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Well, a coaching carousel for the Lakers last season. They made it only 5 games before firing Mike Brown. Then they decided to go in a new direction. And, boy, they went through 3 different head coaches before all was said and done. They never really were able to gain that consistency they were looking for.
Shout out to you, bro.
And back to the Lakers' struggles last season. What do you think, Clark, were the main problems that, held them back from being the kind of title contender that they thought they were and a lot of people imagined they were?
Well, how much time do I have? 3 or 4 shot clocks worth? I mean, I think there were a number of issues, as you might expect. Injuries played a significant role, but I think there was discord over how they should play, really no true identity. They were a big team trying to be small, a team without a number of shooters trying to spread the floor, a team trying to go up tempo, coaching change, and that transition.
Right, yes.
You had a lot of moving parts. It made it very difficult for everybody, I think, and it showed in how the Lakers' season went.
That's a good assessment.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Jones for 3. Can't hit, and it's the Lakers the other way. Here's Schroeder. LeBron kicks to Schroeder. 3-pointer. No good from Caldwell Pope. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, the head coach for the Portland Trailblazers gave me just a couple of minutes. He brought up Marc Gasol, a kind of sleeper player he thinks could give them trouble. Coach said he's a guy 7 foot plus. He's very skilled, can finish over either shoulder, and he doesn't shy away from contact. He's a guy you have to really pay attention to. And I've told our guys, we can't let him have a big game. Fellas, we'll see how they do against him.
All right, Doris. Los Angeles making a switch here. Both free throws good from McCollum.
Guys, it's no surprise that a young team like the Blazers found it difficult sledding on the road. Not quite the experience or edge needed to put together good performances on a nightly basis away from home.
Kuzma, defended by Jones. The shot's good from Schroeder. Schroeder's got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play.
Well, for the Blazers, statistically, they played as close as you could ask for as to when they played at home, but they didn't really have the roster to protect the rim, and Steve forced turnovers, which is always a big help on the road.
Yeah, their interior defense was a problem last year. A lot of teams just ate them up, particularly when Portland would go out on the road. That's one of the reasons they finished 11 and 30. You have to be able to defend at a high level to win away from home.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
Lillard dishes to Jones. The feed now to McCollum. Lillard outside. Tries to save it. Just 5 on the clock. Stolen by Schroeder for the finish. Goes down off the coast-to-coast drive.
Boy, how's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, it sure was. I mean, he didn't waste any time getting down the court, did he?
Now, here's Lillard. T right on him. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Well, I love the fact that he's fighting hard on the boards, but, you know, you got to be smart, too. Over the back, that's an easy call there.
Well, that's simply the result of poor position under the glass. But at least you can't fault him for being passive. He was trying to be aggressive there.
A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Shoots from three. Again, the Trailblazers score.
Oh, he's explosive, Kevin. I mean, a lot of time, all it takes is a basket or two to really get his motor running, and suddenly he becomes almost impossible to handle.
There's one other thing about him that I like. It's how easy he makes it look to change his shot in midair, and usually with defenders all around him. Because of that, it's really hard to block one of his shots.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Lakers?
And right from the start, guys, it's apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
Here's LaRusso. Hill. No good. Excellent D there from Anthony. Guys, a potent offense right now.
Yeah, Kevin, really the offense is flowing quite nicely right now.
Playing with a lot of confidence, just some self-assurance. I like what we're seeing.
Well, Blazers coach Terry Stotts is a branch on the tree of head coach George Karl, and that's a pretty good tree to be on. In his playing days, Karl coached Stotts in the CBA, and actually Stotts had a pretty good career in Europe.
Now here's McCollum. He's got 6. The pass to Simon from outside the arc. Second chance shot. Collins, good.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, I think that could really set things up well the rest of the game. Pound the ball inside and let your perimeter players play off your bigs.
Good on the shot. And for Terry Stotts, after his playing days, he coached as an assistant under George Karl, both in the CBA and then with the Sonics and the Bucks.
And over 2 decades of coaching experience, Kevin. This is his 6th season overall as an NBA head coach. Remember, he coached the Hawks as well as the head man. But I thought did a nice job with Portland last season.
Now Matthews, after the missed 3 by Carmelo. Pass to LaRusso. Always going up for the alley-oop here. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Simon, the pass to Carmelo. And the defense didn't have position. They whistle a blocking foul, and he'll go to the line.
Well, let's start with the positive in the Lakers postseason. They did make it. That's all that can be said is their dramatic passing of Utah and the Rockets down the stretch to take the 7th seed was really the lone highlight of what would be a quick exit from the playoffs for them.
And the Lakers making a change here. Tucker's checked in. Russo, the pass to Morris. Here's LaRusso, defended by Simon, and he's able to get it back. Here's Tucker. And it's Portland with the rebound. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Outside Anthony off a pick from Collins. Anthony, the pass to Simon. No good. That would have tied it. Here's Matthews. A good game so far. Well, up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
It was pretty impressive the way they moved the ball, made the extra pass, and found open shooters that whole quarter.
Yeah, it's been a complete team effort out there. Great to watch. Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Well, a lot of basketball pundits, so to speak, would like to eliminate lottery pick protection outside the top 3 from trades. They feel like this team's too strong an incentive to tank. You look at the Blazers last season, they owed their pick to the Bobcats if it was 13th or lower, and they finished the season 8-26 after going 500 at that point. So maybe a little suspicious.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, dominant centers often take a pounding with intentional fouls. Dwight Howard admits that for a long time, he'd get frustrated when he didn't get the calls from the officials. And from 2010 to 2011, he led the league in technical fouls. The last 2 seasons, he's dialed it down. But he did draw criticism for getting kicked out of a game in the playoffs. He said, "When I allow those petty things to get to me, it affects my teammates and we lose games. I've got to do a better job of keeping my composure to affect the game and not let the game affect me." Guys, he's made strides, but he's got to continue to put that perspective into action.
Well, Doris, interesting how that mental discipline and training can help sometimes as much as the physical side. Thank you. Here's Sherman, and that one is stuffed right through. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Portland.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
We've also seen them do a great job of not letting easy shots go into the paint. Good amount of blocks for this team so far today.
Ron Clark going back to the Blazers. They finished the season among the worst defensive teams in the entire league.
And that's where they've got to improve, Kevin. They did a decent job denying looks on the perimeter, but they didn't get blocks or steals, so not a real force defensively. And among the worst in fast break points and points in the paint as well, so they clearly have some areas they can shore up.
Trailblazers leading by 3. Giles covered by LeBron. It's Anthony with the drive. Rebound the Lakers. Gasol's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Russo, the pass to McKinney.
Yeah, he had not established position.
I prefer the refs to whistle the block when in doubt. I thought that was a good call there.
And Portland making a change here. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Schroeder kicks to Davis. 6 to shoot. He's on try. The shot's good from Schroeder. Schroeder's got 7 points. Gets double teamed. Has to pitch. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
In many ways, the Lakers had what would be called the nightmare season in 12-13. Despite that, they protected Staples. Playing in front of the Hollywood Stars has always been an energy boost for the Lakers, and they made the most of it even though they struggled away from home.
And Clark, as you said, with the Lakers very good at home last season in what would be one of their very few bright spots on the year. They go 29-12 in Staples Center, which Steve put them in the top 3rd of the league for home wins.
Well, Kevin, when you come into Staples as a visitor for a Lakers game, it really is a different feel. You look at the opponent, you look up at all those banners, you look over at all the celebrities on the side, you know, that theater lighting. It's a pretty cool spot, and teams sometimes, I think, can kind of get carried away.
The first one falls.
You know, the Blazers found themselves, guys, near the bottom of the West last season. And typically when that happens, you struggle against the rest of the conference. And that was certainly the case for Portland.
Portland did have their problems, as you said, Clark, against the West. A big part of it was late in the season. They got beat up and lost their last 13 games of the year. Steve, mostly those losses coming to Western teams.
Well, that was a big slide for them. And, you know, they probably made their 18-34 mark in the conference seem probably a little worse than it should have. But look, they were out of the playoffs. They lost their edge, and they were playing a lot of young people. I think this is a team that has a chance to make a big comeback. You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
Here's Schroeder. 9 points in the game so far. Here's Gasol. He's blocked. Lillard outside.
for the Portland Trailblazers, a new training staff hired over from Oklahoma City. They let go of their previous trainer who'd been with the team for 19 seasons. You know, fair or not, I think the seat got hot after all the injuries that were really devastating this team.
And for the Blazers, statistically the most injured team in the NBA from 2009 through 2012.
And the new training staff is advanced in not just injury treatment, but injury prevention. Next key, using strength bands, recording baseline measurements for muscle strength and flexibility, even using Eastern medicine. So they're not leaving any stone unturned.
Jones drives in. Covington kicks to Lillard, and it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. So timeout called here, the first for Portland. Carmelo Anthony's checked in for Portland. .158 left to play in the first half. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Anthony's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Man, he shows us he knows how to finish with a flourish.
Davis with a screen on Lillard. Schroeder blocked. It's good, and he threw contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here.
Well, coaches love him because of the hustle he's continually showing out on the floor. And I think where you really see it most is on the offensive boards.
And you know what? He is also relentless on the boards. He works as hard on his rebounding as anybody you're going to see.
And it's Davis finishing it off.
Good aggressive finish on the break.
That's as easy a 2 points as you could ask for.
Anthony left side. Backs him down. And is back to the basket for 5. That'll be a turnover.
That's really a good picture of what not to do on those last two possessions. I mean, they're being way too casual with the ball.
Yeah, it's going to cost them if they keep it up. They need to get back to playing efficient basketball.
Schroeder passes to Davis. The 11th, and the Lakers check on 2 more.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
There's the pick. Pass to Jokic. Looking to end the run. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
Purely from a size standpoint, that is a mismatch that's going to be hard to overcome defensively.
LA's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Anthony with it, picked up by Davis. Pulls up. The shot by Anthony, no good.
He's got a nice touch on that shot normally, but good defense there clogging the lane.
Caldwell Pope kicks to LeBron. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So we've got a couple of free throws coming up, and both free throws good for LeBron.
And the free throws are starting to pile up a little bit here, more so than in the first quarter.
And that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
And here's McCollum. 6 points for him. Outside Anthony. It wouldn't fall for him. And a tight game here as we end the first half.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Halftime at Staples Center in a close one. Welcome, everyone.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The busy streets of Los Angeles, lighting up the night sky as we continue.
Well, how about Anthony Davis in this one? He's got 13 points, and they've got to be happy with his work on the glass, too.
Oh, they have to be. I mean, he's not giving up any ground in the paint, and when the ball goes up, I mean, it's his.
Lillard outside. And the powerful one-handed slam. He can fly, can he? He'll make you forget he's a point guard sometimes.
Yeah, when he does decide to attack the basket, Kevin, he can do it with the best of them.
And this is the time to attack with these two teams locked in such a close game.
Here's Los Angeles now. Here's Schroeder. And he's going up for the alley-oop. And it's Davis finishing it off.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it close game. A potential momentum builder.
Here's Jones. Following the basket by Anthony Davis. Here's Grant. The shot is off. Great D that time from Davis. The Lakers in the lead.
Watch outside.
Caldwell Pope kicks to LeBron. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Plenty of space. Schroeder's got 11 points.
He's definitely got that shot in his arsenal.
McCollum off the pick for Mukic. And the layup's good off the glass. 8 points for C.J. McCollum.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
Well, this game has been tough, Clark. I mean, they're getting after it. And they're starting to run a little bit low on energy, possibly. That's pretty much been the norm for them. Getting their points off assists, great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Now LeBron, after the missed three from Damian Lillard. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
That's 4 straight from the field, guys. Off to a quick start this third quarter.
Here's Lillard. LeBron grabs the miss. LeBron's got his third rebound tonight. No good from Caldwell Pope.
Can't connect there, but still a red-hot start to the half, hitting 4 of their first 5 field goal attempts.
Los Angeles leading by 7. Gasol's in the post, defended by McCollum. LeBron kicks to Schroeder. Back to LeBron. Moves back up. Here's Gasol. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Lillard outside. It's Jones on the way. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers.
Just an enormous advantage for them on the boards.
Guys, the key to the lead, to me, has been they've dominated the glass. It's that simple. So they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
Well, and that's why they're on this run, guys. They're getting the ball inside and getting really high percentage looks.
There's a screen. McCollum with the ball. Now guarded by Caldwell Pope. Outside, Jones. Giants, defended by Morris. Shot clock at 6. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. And that one falls for Jones. The Trailblazers making a switch here. And so Jones nails both of them. Here's LaRusso. To the paint, Morris. No good. Nice defense from Ennis Cancer. Here's Simon. The rebound by Caldwell Pope.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup. He's taller than most point guards, and he really put his length to use right there.
Schroeder, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. Lakers shooting their 7th free throw attempt here. Simon, some solid D here from Schroeder. Here's Los Angeles now. They're on a 15-4 run. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Boy, just a brain cramp, guys. I mean, that should have been the simplest of exchanges.
Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Portland. Damian Lillard comes in for McCollum. Schroeder passes to LeBron. Feeds it to Morris. Back to LeBron. Now the pass to Schroeder. Dishes to Tucker. This one for 3. Can't get it to go. Now Portland takes it the other way. And Lillard kicks to Anthony. Anthony right side. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Anthony's got 9. Here's Schroeder. He's got 11. LeBron outside. Lets the 3 fly. Good. And the Lakers lead by 12.
How about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
They have found their groove from deep, Steve.
1:19 left to play here in the third. And Lillard gets to Anthony. And stolen by LeBron. Here's Tucker. Down the breakaway slam. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Boy, defensively, they've played with a high energy level, guys. And all the steals we've seen, really a result of that aggressiveness.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Trailblazers trail by 14. Cantor dishes to Carmelo. Defended by Tucker. 16 feet away. Anthony's shot is off.
It's been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Here's Schroeder, defended by Lillard. Pass to McKinney. A three ball. And Jones pulls it down. Jones has got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's McCollum. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. He's gone 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
And how about the work last season from the free throw line? He shot about 83%.
Yeah, that's a great asset to have, guys, for any team. Coming down the stretch in close games, you've got a guy who's confident and very good at the line. When he steps up there, you feel good about it.
LeBron, he's checked in for the Lakers. Puts up a 3. Portland grabs the miss. Here's McCollum.
And an ideal finish to the court.
Well, welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Los Angeles leading by 10. Here's Schroeder. Anthony on the double team. LeBron passes to Davis. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Trailblazers making a change here. Here's Caldwell Pope, defended by McCollum. Caldwell Pope kicks to Schroeder. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play. Trailblazers trail by 13. He feeds it to Carmelo. And they're able to recover. It's Anthony with the drive. Second chance effort. The shot is off. Great D that time from Davis.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1 this game is out of hand.
Exactly. I mean, the score is right where you'd expect it to be when the battle on the boards is that lopsided.
Covington, covered by LeBron. Anthony against Davis. Covington. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
100% free throw shooting this half, guys.
Efficiency is so crucial when you're trying to overcome a deficit, Steve.
Jones checked in for Carmelo Anthony.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throw. Beautiful to watch.
Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
That's not what they needed there, that's for sure.
Trailblazers trail by 13. Wants a 2 from Lillard. The Lakers with the rebound. Gasol's got rebound number 10 tonight with that last one. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Jones has got his 5th rebound in this one. Lillard dishes to McCollum. From down in the low post, it goes.
Well, when you think about instant offense, his name comes to mind immediately. Doesn't take much for him to get it going and run off a string of buckets.
And, Steve, it's also really remarkable what a solid shooter he is, even in the presence of tough, sticky defense. He smoothly and calmly executes.
Timeout called the Lakers. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Frank Vogel addressing his team. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
Off the mark and a chance to trim it to single digits. Inside, back to Matthews. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. The putback, and they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
And Portland making a change here. Anthony's checked in. Here's the three. Cut the bucket. 17 points for C.J. McCollum.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Here's Matthews. It's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Caldwell Pope, he's checked in for the Lakers. Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Fires the three. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
A little confusion defensively.
Yeah, you know what? He sent the D a little message with that three.
Los Angeles leading by 9. Here's Schroeder. And Damian Lillard pulls it down.
Even though he isn't having the best of games from the floor, it hasn't seemed to hurt him.
McCollum with the ball. Working on James.
Well, their worst fear came true. This is still anyone's ball game, but losing him to foul trouble will make it a lot tougher.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Both free throws good from McCollum.
He's having a great game at the free throw line, Kevin. His hot streak continues.
The Lakers have gone 4 of 8 in this fourth quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. Inside Davis. Off the left rim and out.
Great job defending the hoop there.
So important to have good presence defensively inside.
Here's Anthony. Down the money from 12 feet away.
Boy, the shots finally dropping for them in bunches, and I'll tell you what, the complexion of this game has totally changed.
You know, that kind of offensive eruption was the only thing that was going to get them back into this one.
And here are the Blazers. They're on a 14-4 run right now. Here's Schroeder, defended by McCollum. And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his first foul. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by. Makes it off the glass. And the Lakers lead by 7.
They've been getting way too many high percentage looks close to the basket, and I'll tell you what, when they're getting them, they're converting.
You know, the play in the paint, an aspect of this game that has gone entirely their way.
Here's McCollum. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Coach can't be pleased with their inconsistency on the defensive glass. They've been caught taking pictures out there. They're watching, as opposed to getting in there and securing the arm.
Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
A nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that. Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
1:58 left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Schroeder, defended by Lillard. Harrell, and you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Trailblazers trail by 8. Lillard, defended by Schroeder. Cuts off the pass. Passes it to Caldwell Pope. Shot is blocked. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And that'll be the Lakers as it goes out of bounds. Lakers retain possession. Portland on defense. Who got ball? Here's Schroeder. Changes up. And he's knocked off course by the knee. The foul called. He'll shoot free throws. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss.
Kevin, it's disheartening to see them keep missing opportunities to extend the lead at the line. I mean, when you have a chance to put a team away from the line, you want to take advantage of that. You don't want to give them a chance to come back on it.
Now here's McCollum. Takes a three. No good. Here's Schroeder. 107 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Kuzma. That's good.
Just a little bit more for these fans to cheer about as they get ready to celebrate the win.
Well, they can already start to celebrate, Steve, and they should let their team hear it. They were good.
So it's Portland now. They trail by 11. And here's Anthony for three. Portland no good that time either.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
There's the pass to Schroeder. Rebounded by McCollum.
Terrific job that time defending at the rim. I mean, it's not an easy task stopping that fella when he's headed to the bucket like that. Good job.
3-second difference between shot clock and danger. And Davis gets it to go.
Well, it's a wrap, fellas. No way you come back in this one.
Not anymore. Any chance of that happening went out the window a while ago.
For Los Angeles, they've got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to fall. The Trailblazers making a switch here. And he sinks the second.
That should be enough to get the job done, even though he didn't get all of them.
And the Lakers making a change here. Here's Hurd. No good on the quick three. Here's LaRusso.
Tough break for the defense. He took the heat and drew the whistle.
Yep, but when you get there late, that's what happens.
The free throw drops for LaRusso. And he can't hit the second. So it's Los Angeles winning this one.